Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to Michael.
Hi, nice to meet you.
This is the new CEO of Baume Mercier, and I would like to take this opportunity, Michael, to understand what inspires you about the future for Baume Mercier. This is a brand that perhaps needs some leadership. I've spent 10 minutes with you and I feel it's coming.
Yes, first of all, I'm very excited. It's my first Watches and Wonders as the CEO of Baume Mercier, and there's a lot of things to discover today. Let's come inside and we'll share a bit about the story of Baume Mercier.
So this could be an open-ended video, but we don't have time for that. We need to zero in on three things that are your first 100 days in office. What are the things when you got in, you said, these are the three things I want to do at Baume to get us there?
We have Baume Mercier's 200 years of heritage. So the first thing that is really impressed me is to bring the heritage, all the forms, the function, and the savoir-faire of Baume Mercier back to life. Here we are relaunching the entire Clifton collection. It's an in-house movement called Baumatic. It's our own movement, 5-day power of reserves, and it's a very strong distinctive design with a retro look, what you see. I'm wearing today.
I've got to tell a little story. When I was at GQ, we had a vintage Clifton. It's a Calatrava style case from the mid-century. And we would always use this as the image of the classic wristwatch. So Baume Mercier was actually the second registered watchmaker in the Canton of Geneva. So this is a brand that goes way back, and this is a model that really summed up that golden era of watches. And what we're seeing, if I'm correct, I'm just using my naked eyes here, Michael, but what I'm seeing here are some subtle but meaningful changes. I'm going to take you through the ones that I noticed, and you can tell me the ones I missed. You will see a recessed crown here. Now this is something that really speaks to the era, and on the vintage models that we'll see on the wall over there, you will see that the original Calatrava style Baume Mercier models had a recessed crown. We're also seeing a date at 6 with a sympathetic date window. We're seeing the Arabic 12 come back at 12. What have I missed, Michael? They're the three things that stood out to me.
Yeah, and what we call the lunette, which we make it a bit, thicker to create this retro look. And the back to the origin of the history of the Clifton. This gives this look of distinctive design that is really specific for the Clifton today.
Yeah, so there's a range of new Clifton models. There's also really subtle changes, like a white dial that was previously quite fresh and white, and it really didn't have much character. Now we're seeing that with some texture, and we're seeing that in an off-white tone, which again brings that vintage to the fore.
Indeed, excellent. Yeah. Thank you.
I give myself 4 marks there. Michael, what's the second order of business?
So the second thing is we are launching this year 4 chronograph. It's part of our inspiration back in the 50s where we launched our first chronograph. And here we go. We have chronograph, black and white dial, really part of what we call our product of this year with the chronograph, black and white dial, back to the 50 inspiration of the chronograph.
Also importantly, this is a shrunken version. This is one that had a little bit of puppy fat. We've slimmed down, we've toned down 43 to 41 millimeters. I call this the unfinished business section. We have 2 Rivieras here, one in a Panda configuration, which is the white with the black subdials, and then that textured dial, which is synonymous with the Riviera. And we also have the first, believe it or not, this is the first white dial relaunched Riviera.
Indeed.
Which is cool. Also got white numerals. So a bit of unfinished business, a few slimmed down chronographs, good marks, top marks. Third, what's your third mission?
The third, Baume Mercier was highly creative for ladies' watches. And here we go. We are starting to increase our model for ladies. We have relaunched an Hampton with a lot of design. You see the cabochon here and the perfect design for square watches for ladies, small version of the Hampton. Very important as we are conquering the heart of women today.
In these vintage models up on the wall here, Michael, there is proof irrefutable that women have been driving a lot of the brand's innovation over the years.
Indeed, since 1920s, you see the very high creation and creativity from our designer back in 1920s, and you see through the years, you see the evolution of our design and creativities for lady watches. And one very important thing is from our founders, they always say a big motto: we are not designing a lady watches by putting a smaller version of the main watches. And this is very important here. We are
We're not shrinking it and pinking it and sprinkling diamonds.
Exactly.
No.
We are here bringing creativities really for ladies' watches. And this is very important for us, and it's part of to accelerate our strategy toward conquer the head of ladies here.
I like it. This has been an energy-filled presentation. What does success look like for the brand? If you've got a vision for where we could be in a few years, what do we see?
What is important in Baume Mercier is the authenticity. We are not really go to the trend. We are here authentic to our client, authentic to our design, and this is very important. We'll keep being authentic and accelerate our business with that.
I love it. I love it all. Baume Mercier, surprisingly long history, incredibly deep archive, and always kind of underrated. But it's really good to see that the brand is respecting some of these vintage models that I've salivated after for so long, so much more than I have in the past. Michael, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to Time+Tide, and comment below about whether you've had a history with Baume Mercier, whether maybe you will. See you on the next one.